Hi, my name is Marcus Freitas, and for Biotech I do steroids, mostly focusing around how steroids affect our muscle development. When I say steroids, what do you think about? Let's just get some ideas for it.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds, okay. Matt?
I think about full.
What?
I think about strength.
Today's media, steroids are often portrayed as something that muscle builders and celebrities use.
Ooh.
Yeah. So protein synthesis, as you know with the RNA and DNA. So protein synthesis is made up of two processes, transcription and translation, and it begins with transcription. So as you begin, you start out with this DNA molecule and the two strands. Once in the ribosome, amino acids with tRNA anticodons attached to corresponding mRNA codons. Any questions on that? It's kind of confusing. And this creates a polypeptide chain, also known as protein. So, I have a worksheet for you guys. I know. I had to. Biotech told me to. So you just have to fill out two terms, anabolism, catabolism. I'm sorry. Nick was I'm sorry, ran out of copies. So, does anybody here can define anabolism or catabolism? Anyone want to just take a shot at it? Anabolism is the building up of organs and tissues in our body.
I knew that.
And catabolism is very opposite from that. It's the breaking down of large molecules for energy. And you might be wondering, how are these two processes related? Well, they're both related in metabolism. And help show us how they are incorporated in metabolism, we're going to use this character named Mike. So, Mike. Let's say Mike had a high anabolism and a low catabolism. What do you think would happen to his body, and what kind of metabolism would that represent? Like a high metabolism or a low metabolism?
Would he build up lots of tissues and not break down very many so he'd be bigger?
Yeah, and that would give him
Fat?
And would that be a low or high metabolism?
High.
No.
Low. Yep. And now we're going to go into the steroid molecule. So the steroid molecule is made, well, there's a lot of different types of steroids, but all molecules that fall into the steroid family have this basic framework. So the framework consists of these 4 rings, as you can see, made up of 17 carbon molecules. And specifically it has 3 6-member rings, 1 5-member ring. And it lays down the primary and the foundation that all other steroid molecules have. Now, our last little bit of pre-information before going into it is a hormone known as cortisol. So, cortisol is a natural hormone produced by our body, and it's also called a stress hormone. It breaks down molecules, giving it a, it's right on the screen. Catabolic effect. Why does it have a catabolic effect? Because it breaks down molecules for, come on guys, come on. It breaks down. So let's say Mike here decided to take some steroids represented by the red dot. So he takes it, and you can take it orally, injection, and I believe rectally. A little bit of side note. So once in the system, the steroid goes and goes to the skeletal muscle cells, and it goes and enters into the receptors represented by the index. And once inside, the steroid does a couple of things. It sends out a cellular message to the cell telling it to first block any cortisol from entering the cell. And it also increases the amount of protein synthesis. Now, represented by the blue dots. So, what can you conclude that's going to happen to the body?
Gonna get stronger.
Yeah, it's going to get really big
Gain more
because
muscle.
now it has even more proteins coming to it, and less of its mass that's already there is getting cut down. So, in effect, you have a rapid increase of proteins and less decrease in loss of mass. The steroid will continue this process until it is either broken down by your body or secreted in urine. So, those effects that I just mentioned right there seem pretty positive, right? I mean, you're basically like a superhero. You can do anything, physically at least. However, there are some negative effects because, as you remember before, essentially what's the steroid again? Do you guys know?
Artificial man-made testosterone.
That's it. Yeah, and in the body that can really mess some stuff up. Like with men, they can become infertile, develop breasts, shrinkage of the reproductive system. That's not a myth. That's not a myth. Specifically focusing around their testes. Get over here.
Good time to come in.
And women, they develop facial hair, they get a deepened voice, and irregular menstrual cycles. And that's again because it's a hormone, and women do have testosterone, even though it's predominantly male hormone. Women still have a little bit of it, so it'll still mess them up. Now, with men and women in their adult phases, a lot of these are reversible. They can have surgeries, they can take different types of medicine. They'll be all right. But with adolescents, it's extremely detrimental because what's happening to adolescents during this time?
Puberty.
Shout it.
Puberty.
Puberty. That's right. And I'll skip a little to that. They get it's basically they go through puberty like that. It is just like rapid increase. They have severe mood swings. And they can end up with a declining growth because it messes up with everything, and a premature skeletal structure. Also, in biomedicine, steroids is used for a lot of things, but surgeries such as removal of the testes because of testicular cancer can now be done because they can now take steroids afterwards as a substitute hormone to replace what the testes did before. And also now, certain types of surgeries and recovery from illnesses can take place because like some surgeries would leave the person like so weak that they wouldn't be able to function, and by taking the steroids, it would help promote muscle development and help get their body it gives them a little jump start on recovery. And